everybody. I am Hoardergamer, and this is Hoarder's Comic Flex. Hope everyone's doing well. We're going to talk about comic books. I mean, it's in the title, right? You'd be probably a little disappointed if it's Hoarder's Comic Flex and no flex and no comics. I think that would be illegal, actually. So we're going to talk about comic books, a bit about toys, and then we're going to look all the way into the future. The future, 1 week from today. Hero Mentor, how are you? Will tonight be the night for Archie Volume 1 review? It is not. It is not. There will be comics reviewed, including just like in a few moments, our first comic of the night. I haven't read a lot of Archie. When I was younger, I read some Archie stuff, but not too much recently. I know they got wild with like the undead and zombies and stuff, and I heard that stuff was pretty fun. I heard that was fun. Damn it, you'll stay? Well, I appreciate that. And you're going to be rewarded immediately with an X-Men review. Tonight we start with X-Terminators #1. So we've got X-23 Wolverine, Jubilee, Dazzler, and Boom Boom. And this is kind of this light and airy book. At least it starts that way. Basically, Dazzler has just broken up with her boyfriend of 2 months, who turns out to have been a vampire. And they go to this dive bar to basically... the ladies go out for a girls' night out at a dive bar to forget about this jerk, okay? And help Dazzler, get over him and maybe, find someone new type of thing. But, like, things go terribly wrong, and you find out, like, no one else knows where this bar is or what it is, and they're like, where'd you even hear about this place? And Dazzler's like, oh, my ex-boyfriend took us here. This is all a trap from the ex-boyfriend. They are surrounded by vampires, and all of a sudden they're like knocked out and they wake up in insane simulations. And it's been compared to something like a Grindhouse film, and they're swearing and there's partial nudity, and it's a more adult X-Men book. It's a fun book. But it's not... Here's the issue, everybody. X-Men, if you're a fan, there are currently 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Currently 10 books a month. At one point it was like 12 or 13, I think, for X-Men. And to me, this is not a mandatory read, but it is fun. And basically, Jubilee's thing was crazy because it looks like Nick Fury in a monster truck, and and Jubilee in a monster truck, and they're racing each other. Just bizarre. And then like demons and vampires fighting Dazzler and Boom Boom. And unfortunately, this lead vampire, has a necklace, so the light powers don't work on him. So Leah Williams was definitely thinking. Leah's like, vampires, heroes with light abilities. Gotta find a way to nullify that. So it's not bad. It's actually, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I think it's only a 5-issue miniseries, basically. And Girls' Night Out turns into an insane labyrinth of fighting demons and vampires. And towards the very end, X-23 shows up as the Soul Ripper. Hulk smash the like button. Hey, Crinky, how you doing? Marvel needs a Jerry Springer character for these relationship. Yes. Creaky, I appreciate it. Thank you. I apologize. During the review, it's really hard to just stop and go back to the review. I kind of like put pieces of it in my head, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about these things. Then I have to connect them all. Doom, good seeing you. How you doing, Doom? Jubilee in a monster truck is it's a really bizarre scene. Because, like, everyone else is fighting vampires and demons, which is like, okay, I get that. You know, they were basically captured by a vampire, and either vampire or demons. We don't know exactly the group he was with. We just see one picture of them. But then all of a sudden, Jubilee in a monster truck. Doom, thank you. I appreciate being on the channel here and being a member of Doom Squad. Thank you. Everybody, I get to borrow this channel for about anywhere between a half hour to an hour every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central. And yeah. But yeah, this is a fun read. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's what I would call like a bit breezy, just because it's not as like life and death and insanely complicated as books like X-Men Red and Immortal X-Men currently, or the main X-Men book. But it's fun, and if you're a big X-Men fan and like you can afford another X book for only, I guess, 5 months, check out X-Terminators. It makes more sense for me to just remove it when we're done reviewing it and get it off the playing field. I feel that's the best idea, to be honest with you. So everybody, now we're going to talk a bit about television, some TV, the boob tube, if you will. How has everyone been enjoying She-Hulk? Has everyone seen the most recent episode? There's one tomorrow, but the one from last week is the one I'm talking about. Watch weekly on Thursday mornings. Finally got an unbusy moment tonight to see live. Thank you very much, Crinky. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, She-Hulk's been great. I've loved every episode so far. I'm looking forward to the next episode tomorrow. Some people like try to make it at 2 a.m., but it's so difficult. I'm what you call Twitch elderly. I'm 45. So 2 a.m. for me to start something usually doesn't go well. If it started at 12:30 or 1, I could probably do it pretty easily. And sometimes I'm even up later than like 2 or 3. I'm a bit of a night owl. But if it's something specific at a certain time, I might doze off. But yeah, basically we had Titania try to grab a hold of the She-Hulk brand for all her products, and a lawsuit happens, and it was a lot of fun. Some of the best parts of the episode were seeing the insane products. There's like a booty balm or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but seeing all these insane products that like people were buying, and how basically they revere Titania like she's almost like a god or something. It kind of looks at the whole idea of like the streamer thing or the influencer. She's a very big influencer. You hit 41 the other day? Alaris, how you doing? Throw an Ultra Ball? I don't know. I don't know if an Ultra Ball will catch me. I don't know. With these guns, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. What you're not supposed to know is I have a very bad back issue and really can't move quickly. The Ultra Ball probably would catch me. I flexed on VCR Spirit. The last episode, what did everybody enjoy in She-Hulk? What was your favorite moment? And were you surprised we didn't get a credit scene? There was no after credit scene. The clothing designer. Yes. Yes. The cameo. The Daredevil helmet, or whatever you want to call it. It's not really a hood. I guess it's more of a helmet. In the box, yes. And it was the yellow Daredevil outfit. From the yellow... Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Yeah, the whole idea of the clothing designer making clothing that would be able to be, like, stretched by She-Hulk, probably take bullets and things like that. That's insane. It makes sense in the universe, but, like, wouldn't that be a wild ongoing book? The designer. Marvel's The Designer. That seems like an ABC sitcom. It does. It does, because ABC is, like, connected to Disney, and I could totally see that. It'd be fun. Everybody, I think we've exhausted She-Hulk as a topic. Now, let's talk video games. Did everyone see our amazing glimpse of Clayface? I was going to say Sandman. I don't know why I was going to say Sandman. Clayface from Gotham Knights. He looks really detailed and brutal. He looks excellent. He had a suit made by Kingpin's Suit Maker. I think so. It has unfortunately been years since I've watched the Netflix Daredevil, but it's a great show. But yeah, Clayface looks awesome. I believe it was Jeff Eleanor on Twitter was like, stay away from his claws, or don't let his grip on you, or something like that. And it sounds like maybe in the battle that he'll, like, grab a hold and you have to get him to let go or something. I don't recall that in a previous game. Because, like, when you fight him in Arkham City, he's, like, spinning around, tossing clay at you. He's turning his arm into, like, a ball and chain with spikes on it, and he's, like, trying to whack you with it. I think he also does, like, a thing where he kind of rockets at you, but I don't recall him ever grabbing you and holding you. Yes, I think he's going to be fun to fight. I think he looks awesome. I think that boss battle is going to be just phenomenal. Yeah, I'm very excited for that game. Plus, we got a video late last week, I believe, showing Robin going and patrolling Gotham City, and we saw, like, pedestrians and stuff. And we even heard a conversation going on, so that was neat. One of the biggest complaints with the Arkham games has been, like, there's always a plot armor that says, oh, everyone's left the city. Everyone's gone. And at first I thought they were going to do that with this, because Gotham Knights, I believe it's Gilded City is the name of the comic book. There's a whole thing in there about, like, a contagion, or like something that's, like, affecting the populace of Gotham. So I thought, oh, this is how they explain it for the game. But apparently this is all that's all taken care of by the time the game starts. So. You know, like in Spider-Man 2018, it was amazing just to go, like, through the streets of New York and have people, you know, call out your name or want to take a selfie with you. And, like, that was awesome. That was really cool. It added realism. It added depth to the game. It was really awesome. But yeah, everybody, Gotham Knights, October 21st. And don't forget, Gotham Knights Gilded City, again, I believe that's the title. Issue 1 comes out the 25th. So the 25th of October, and it's basically a prequel to the events of Gotham Knights. So reading that shouldn't destroy anything that you're going to see when you play the game on the 21st. Other game news, not too much. Well, besides giant, massive leaks. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, that's pretty big news, right? Grand Theft Auto 6, a hacker, possibly a 16-year-old British kid, basically leaked like 90 videos of the development of Grand Theft Auto 6. And I gotta tell you, as someone who understands game development, at least a basic level, I was actually impressed. What I saw there, with roughly having, I'm guessing, 2 or 3 years more to go for the game, looked really good. And it looked like there's a scene in a restaurant or diner. It looked like everything was reactive. Every decision the female character was making had an effect on the people there as well as her partner. And the rumor about a Bonnie and Clyde vibe seems to very much be there. That seems to have been true. But yeah, what I saw looked really good. It is a shame that someone decides to go and, leak all their hard work before it's done. And some people's reactions just freaking out when there's like at least 2 or 3 years to go on this game. This game isn't coming out anytime soon. Like, my expectation would be 2025 at the earliest. Love how other developers have shown their games in early development to shush people saying it looks bad. See, though, that can work against them. Because, like, when they first showed Marvel's Avengers, people were very disappointed. First off, that it wasn't MCU designs, and then they were upset with just the way they decided to make the characters look. Like, there was a lot of, I don't say an uproar, but there were a lot of upset people when they first showed the characters. And then, like, I think 5 or 6 months later, they showed slightly redesigned characters, like different hair, I think, like, maybe facial differences and stuff. Yeah. It can really work against them, So I can kind of see where the company is looking at it's too early to show. It's too early to show. Like, even like the early stuff for Gotham Knights doesn't look as good as the current stuff we're seeing. What's that one game with oh my god. I think it took place in Chicago. You're hacking people. Watch Dogs. Oh my god, Watch Dogs. And with what they did there is they had like the equivalent of glamour shots basically for what they showed in the game, and then they showed the actual game shortly thereafter, and people were really disappointed. But the final game actually did look better than at that point. So it's a big development process. It takes a long time. What's really neat too is other developers have like shown footage of their games in development, so they can see what other people can see what other AAA games look like in development, which I thought was neat too. Taking that curtain and peeling it back just a bit. Yeah. So besides the leaks, another leak was Diablo 4, and that actually goes into some even more interesting news. Diablo 4 is going to have a closed beta, and you can sign up to try to be in it on the Diablo website. I do believe you need a Battle.net account, but you have a chance to be part of a closed beta for the end game of Diablo 4. There's like 4 or 5 different types of activities and things you'll be doing in an end game. And what's really exciting to hear is it sounds like they're going to constantly bring out new modes and new things to do in endgame. Like, constantly keep it going, as well as have, like, story stuff keep going into the game. There's a huge amount of people working on Diablo 4. So that's exciting. And they mentioned that they were going to be looking at people that played on the current seasons and things like that. People that are active with playing the game. They didn't make it sound like it was just the biggest influencers that were going to get in on this. They made it sound like it's the fans that are going to get in on this. So we'll see. And then early 2023 will be an open beta. So Game will probably be out by June of next year. I still think it could be more like March or April. Just based on a number of different publications they're putting out. There's like a whole mess of Diablo books coming out. I think for like March, April, May and stuff. So that's all the gaming news. Know what we're going to do right now? We're going to toy around. We're going to toy around a bit. And I'm going to start with something really cool that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I know there's going to be people watching that are going to be big fans, and I definitely needed to cover this as I do cover toys each week. These have been announced every few minutes by Hasbro. Starting lineup, a new Series 1 of figures with insane level of detail. Here is Giannis. And I'm from Wisconsin, so this is actually really cool to see this incredibly realistic Giannis figure coming out. They go on sale, pre-order, I believe, is tomorrow. I think it's like 11 or noon, something like that. It'll be on Hasbro Pulse. I'm not sure if it's going to be on other websites. It said Hasbro Pulse and Fanatic, so I do not know. But yeah, LeBron. There's a LeBron figure. There's at least, I want to say, like 6 to 8 figures announced, and they just announced one like less than an hour from before the start of this show. Like it said from Hasbro 6 minutes ago, and it was another player. So it's pretty wild. I'm gonna guess they'll do like maybe 8 or 10 total in this first run. But yeah, we have Giannis right here, and there's a number of great pics of him. But like I have very little space on the screen, so I don't want to have like 50 pictures when I can have like, you know, maybe 10 at the most, if not less than that. But yeah, I figured a lot of people would want to see this, be excited about it. I'm trying to understand if that's actually a material shirt that he's wearing, his jersey. I don't know. I don't know if that's material. I can't tell. I guess it could be plastic. It's hard to tell based on the pictures. But yeah, I thought this was really nice looking. And they're apparently using the scanning technology that Star Wars uses and the Marvel Legends use. Star Wars for the Black Series of figures, and the Marvel Legends have been using it since 2017 or 2018, I think. This awesome photo scanning. And on Twitter, I got to see a 4-minute video of the process. It was really neat. It was really neat. Yeah, I agree, Crinky. Going back to the gaming, I wish they would wait for the final product, yes. Or at least be more understanding that the game's in development, right? Like, I can totally get that you're excited and you're looking forward to the game. Well, just be excited. Don't be, like, super negative. The problem is, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Social media has a propensity to make us into monsters due to anonymity. And unfortunately, you see a lot of that. And the whole situation, like with Kiwi Farms, that's the type of thing that results from unchecked anonymity and just like all your inhibitions being taken away. But apparently they are gone now, so that's interesting. Now we have more toys. We're still toying around, everybody. It wasn't just Giannis. It wasn't just Giannis I had to show you. Look at this complete, utter insanity. Robbie freaking Reyes and the Engine of Vengeance. Now, I'd like to say this is just Marvel Legends, and you could go to your local Target or Walmart or like Entertainment Earth and order this, but that's not the case. This is HasLab. So they're looking to sell 9,000 pre-orders of this, and if that happens, it'll go into production. Now, I think this is beautiful. I absolutely love this figure and this toy. Now, my only issue is I'm not the biggest Ghost Rider fan of either Danny Ketch or Robbie Reyes. But this looks amazing. Now, unfortunately, this also has an amazing price tag. Truly amazing. $350, everybody. There are 20 LEDs in the car. There's a skull stick shift. Actual pedals. All the flames and stuff can be removed, so it has like a regular car mode and then the Engine of Vengeance mode. It has an LED inside the seat, which makes the flames out of his head light up when he's sitting in the car. I mean, it's really great looking, and it's large. It's a large item. I want to say it's 22 inches long. Because that's a 6-inch figure, so it's got to be real big. Definitely going to be my 8th cosplay. I will not be setting my head on fire for a cosplay. What Alaris is getting at is I did a thing for, it was, I think, 200,000 channel points that I'm going to be cosplaying as the Hulk on my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Hoardergamer. And that's going to be on Halloween. There's a slim chance it'll be October 21st, but I'll let everyone know that ahead of time. Which would be really funny, because that's the launch of Gotham Knights. So I'm going to cosplay as Hulk and play Gotham Knights, maybe. See a lot of big influencers make things negative for more clicks. Yes, well, that's true. Negativity sells, unfortunately. Negativity sells. Whether it's social media, whether it's YouTube videos, negativity gets clicks. Yep, gets more views, yes. I know. There's still a lot of people that play it. I still enjoy it. I enjoyed what I played yesterday, especially the buffs on the characters in Marvel's Avengers. I know, I'm just wondering if I'm cutting it too close with getting the green makeup and the shorts and everything. I don't know, because otherwise I have like an extra week if it's not the 21st and it's the 31st. Or maybe the 30th. I don't know what day that lands on. We'll see. Because I'd like to do it on a Friday or Saturday if I could. We'll see. We'll see exactly how that's going to pan out, I guess. But yeah, I really like this Ghost Rider, but at $350, I'm probably not going to. It's beautiful, but again, it's not a character I adore, you know? So while it looks absolutely amazing, and it's probably going to be the best version of Robbie Reyes, as well as the Engine of Vengeance, I probably will not do this. Now, here's where things get interesting. If they hit 9,000, the number they're looking at by, I think it's the end of September, I'm not sure. Then you get a regular Robbie Reyes figure. So they toss another 6-inch figure, and keep in mind, these figures are exclusive. So you get a regular Robbie Reyes figure thrown in, and we're not done yet, everybody. If they hit 12,000, they have stretch goals set up. They're at 5,000 right now, and a lot of people were naysaying at $350 that it wouldn't make it. If they hit 12,000, they're throwing in Mephisto. And that's right, if you get the Engine of Vengeance with Robbie Reyes, you can get Mephisted. So if you buy this, you get Mephisted. Blue Hulk hype. I will not be Blue Hulk with I will said garlic with glitter. But yeah, I think this is a very cool figure. This is what happens if they get to 12,000. They'll probably have a stretch goal at, I guess, 15,000. I don't know how many of this they'll sell. It definitely looks like it's going to hit the 9,000 and come with the extra Robbie Reyes, though. I believe they hit all their stretch goals for the Cobra Hiss. They had a Cobra Hiss tank. That was the last HasLab. And I think they hit all the stretch goals for that one. But yeah, again, this is another exclusive figure. So like, this amazing looking Mephisto, it's the only way to get it, is if they hit 12,000. I mean, maybe, you know, a year or two from now, they're like, we did all this work designing it, maybe we'll release the figure. That's no guarantee, though. And once he comes out with the Engine of Vengeance, they won't release him separately. But yeah, everybody. Ghost Rider HasLab. That was our toying around. Our toying around for this week. Does everybody know what time it is? It is time for us to venture into the future. Where in the future? All the way to 1 week from today. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Armageddon game. And you aren't high right now. I mean, maybe some people watching are. But this is Leather Krang. Soak that in. Leather Krang. Leatherhead meets Krang. This cover, it's a variant cover, is done by Eastman of Eastman and Laird. So the original artist of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Armageddon Game is their big event of the year. And basically a nightmarish Nosferatu-like version of Rat King has this insane plan to basically take over, and it's very, very bad. It is so bad, Shredder has come back from the afterlife to help the Turtles stop him. And right now, the Armageddon game is about the Turtles teaming up with their other enemies that realize the threat that the Rat King possesses, and they're going to join the Turtles to take him on. This is issue 1. Now, they had opening moves, I believe, 1 and 2. That was the prequel to this. And this is the regular Armageddon game. Plus, I believe the monthly Turtle book, just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is going to be part of the Armageddon game as well. So it's a crossover, but luckily of only 2 or 3 books. Now, I believe it was supposed to start sooner, but there was some, I think, printing issues or something. So it's starting now. Like, I believe in August is when Armageddon game was meant to start. But now we'll be getting it at, well, next week. Like, what, the 28th? 28th of September? That'd be a cool cosplay. I will not be Leatherhead Krang. I will not be Leather Krang. Alaris, I've read the first issue of opening moves Armageddon game, and that was really good and very interesting. And a different side of Shredder, and it makes sense. It's really cool. And of course, the Turtles initially had apprehension when the spirit of Shredder showed up to them. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Armageddon game. Also, I think Waltz is one of the better writers for TMNT, and he's doing this series, so there's Armageddon game right there, everybody. Next up, Old Dog. Can you teach him New tricks. It's supposed to be a mix between the Bourne Identity and well, it's supposed to be like a science fiction type of thing, almost like the Bourne Identity. It looks really neat though. Declan Shelby's a good writer, and issue 1 of Old Dog comes out next week from Image Comics. We'll be able to purchase a comic made by Hoarder. There is a Tommy and the Tapeworm issue 1 that's available. So that's available. And there still is a spin-off that's being worked on, which is Tommy and the Corn Dog. My friend Adrian has a comic book called Corn Dog. Actually, the title is Corn Dog, You're Fired! That's the title. Corn Dog, as well as Tommy and Reggie, the tapeworm, are going to have an adventure. So that would be before anything else with Tommy. That book coming out. I am working on things can't talk about right now. But it may be sooner than later to get a comic. Better warn us ahead of time. I'll try to warn everybody ahead of time. But yeah, if you like the Bourne Identity, and I mean, just look at the visual, reminds me of Sin City. I think that could be a little bit of what they're going for here too. I think Old Dog looks pretty neat. Time to remove the Old Dog. And I don't know why Superman looks like he's having a bowel movement. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. He might want to see a doctor about that. You know, go to Star Labs. Go to Star Labs and see what's going on with him. But this is a huge book. This is the return of Kal-El. So, Superman on Earth has been Kal-El's son, Jonathan Kent. And Superman, Son of Kal-El, has been really good. It's been a very good book. And now Superman's coming back for Action Comics. And basically this entire massive War World saga, which is some of the best Action Comics has been in years, is continuing now with Superman coming back to Earth after his insane trials and everything else he went through on War World. So this is big. It's going to lead us into 1050, Action Comics 1050, which is going to be a kind of like a landmark release, I believe. A silly-faced Richard Nixon. Yes, I see that. I see that. Well, if you remember, Frank Miller's take on him visually looked like Ronald Reagan in The Dark Knight Returns. Like, I can't see that McFarlane figure that came out and not think Ronald Reagan. The Old Land of Confusion Muppets. Oh, yes, or Spitting Image, maybe. I think Spitting Image was supposed to come back. Wasn't that Fred, hilarious comedian who's in all the Christopher Guest movies? Fred Willard. Wasn't that with Fred Willard, Spitting Image? I believe it was like British produced, but shot in the US, and it took place in a bar, and I think Fred Willard was the bartender. I'm trying to remember. I'd have to look it up. But yeah, this is going to be big. It's going to lead to 1050. And if the quality level is the same now when he returns to Earth, this is going to be an awesome book. Plus, the book now says Superman is more powerful than he's ever been. So that'll be interesting to see. If, like, when he comes back to Earth, will new powers manifest, or what this means exactly? Because different powers have manifested over the years, including apparently the ability to make a miniature Superman. I was reading about that today on Twitter. I was like, I'm sorry, what? He was able to make a mini Superman somehow? It was like a miniature version of him. I don't know the details. A mix of Goku and Superman? But everybody, those were the comic books that are coming out 1 week from today. Does this sound enough like David Lynch? I'm actually not really going for David Lynch with that voice, but... Okay, I'm going to remove this picture 1 second. Now, we do have what we call, I forget the word, but a couple other things coming out. There's 2 trades coming out from Black Adam. So they have covers with The Rock on them, and they're reprints of existing story arcs that are already in trade, but like went out of print, I believe. So those are coming out also next week too. So there's 2 of those. One of them is called, I think it's called Black Rain, like, you know, Black Adam, Black Rain as a king. And then there's another one as well. So there's something to keep in mind if you want to, you know, learn more about Teth Adam. He can make a mini-me. Yes. Apparently, yes. Apparently, yes. Superman at one point was able to. Now, everybody, what I do every week is I make it look like I'm playing a ghost piano, but what I'm really doing is priming the pump. I'm priming the pump for your questions, your suggestions for reviews, things like that. You know, want me to cover certain toys, want me to review a certain comic book that's coming up, let me know. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm priming the pump. And what we do next is we have our final review for the evening. This book kicks ass. Okay, that's it. That's the end of the reading. No. This is an awesome book for many reasons. First off, it's Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman. This is the team of 2018 Venom. One of the best runs, I think, of Venom. It was awesome. It was horror. There was horror. There was comedy, science fiction, all of it. All of that was there. And one of the best villains, the King of the Symbiotes, the King in Black, Null. In fact, do I have him nearby? Yeah, I do. And yes, Dragon Venom. Look at those wings. Look at those insane-ass wings. But yeah, this was one of my favorite runs of comics, and my favorite run of Venom. Anyway, they're back together again. Donny and Ryan. And this is an awesome book. To explain it, it is a cross between Harry Potter, Spawn, which Donny is a huge fan of, and Thunderbolts. All 3 of those things. So, this main character, when he was a kid, was basically like Harry Potter. and faces off against a Voldemort type character. But like this villain is so powerful, and his name was I believe, is it Baron Vanish? I believe, was it Baron? Give me 1 second here. I want to get the name. Yes, Baron Vanish. So like the name Vanish right there, and to take him on, he became so powerful, magic wouldn't stop him. So this kid breaks all the laws of magic, comes into our world, gets a gun, and shoots the guy in the head, killing him. And he's hailed a hero, and the head of the magic school was killed by Vanish before the kid acted. So like he didn't get into the huge trouble he was get into. And then there's this whole concept where it's like he's a child star, you know, everyone's forgotten about him now though. And he's now living in the mortal world, not the magic world. Superheroes have shown up, called themselves the Prestige. And what you find out is these superheroes are actual villains, and they are the army that Baron Vanish led. So the evil magic users that are glamored to look like superheroes, and they're on Earth now. It's crazy. It's really good. I love the issue. I love the artwork and the writing. I'm really impressed with it. And a lot of times I'll read a book and I'll be like, that's pretty good. And, you know, I like that. I recommend that. Or I'll be like, yeah, you know, it's got issues, you know. That wasn't meant to be a pun because it's a comic book. But, like, this is a book I will actually get monthly. This is really good. And, yeah, I was impressed. I also love the design of the character. That's the character in their magic cloak. They have not worn that cloak for like 20, 30 years. But yeah, so basically it's kind of like if you looked at Harry Potter, if the Death Eaters basically all survived, but Voldemort actually died right away, and they just kind of, they were biding their time. And now they had this idea to come as superheroes and masquerade as that in our world to get our, to get us to believe in them and to not think they were going to harm us. Yeah, Vanish 1 is really good. I highly recommend it. I was also impressed too because it had like a thick paper cover, like almost cardboard, which is sometimes what you'll see from like variant issues from DC. But I think this is not a variant. I think this might be the regular. I'm not sure. But yes, everybody, that was Vanish number 1. We remove Vanish. I'm so happy it's great because, like, with Ryan Stegman and Donny working again together after Venom, I was like, oh man, this is going to be awesome. I was hoping it would be awesome, and it is. As you're reading it, you're like, wait, what's happening? Where are things going? Because, like, it's all making sense, but you can't see where things are headed. And it's like, oh my god. Now, if I did a decent enough job of priming the pump, perhaps you might have some questions or some things you want me to talk about on a future show. Things you want me to review or talk about. I'd say there's a decent chance I'll review Action Comics 1047 next week. I'm not sure what else. Like, if they're normal size comics, like 20 pages, I'll usually review 2 for the show. Kind of like bookends. Any suggestions? The next issue of One Bad Day, that was today. The only problem, Crinky, is that is like 48 pages, if not longer. So it would have been more difficult with time and everything to have a larger book and then a small one, and I needed to review Vanish. I've been looking forward to Vanish so much. I was like surprised that I saw the cover, like the artwork, like 2 or 3 months ago when it was solicited, and I was like, that looks awesome, and I'm hoping it would be awesome, and indeed it was. So I definitely wanted to review that. But yes, the Two-Face issue came out today. Yeah, they're one-shots. I think the next one is Penguin, I think. I think the next one is Penguin for October, and I think it's November, I think, is Mr. Freeze. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read it, though. I'll probably read it in the next couple days. I still have a short review I have to do, too. The next book I'll probably read tonight is going to be Wolverine and Miss Marvel. Because I promised Kiki that I would review that. So, yes, I will. Not sure how I'm going to do it, though. If it's going to be a Twitter thing or what. I don't know yet. Did you read the first One Bad Day, Crinky? Did you like it? Yes. I want to say Catwoman. Ra's al Ghul, Clayface. Mr. Freeze and Penguin, I think? It's like 8 total. Trying to think if I'm missing any. So it started with Riddler. And then it went to the one that came out today, Two-Face. Yeah, I like the first one a lot, the Riddler one. Plus, there's another wild Riddler book coming out, which is written by the actor who played Riddler in The Batman, and they actually are a writer in real life. So it wasn't like some vanity thing where they were like, we're going to have him write the book like a stunt. No, he's written before. And of course, I can't recall his name because I wasn't expecting to talk about it today. But Paul Dano, is that it? Paul Dano? I think it's Paul Dano. Yeah, but that's going to be neat. It's in that universe. The art looks like the movie. That's going to be a cool book. That might be October. Because the solicit for that was not for November that I recall. Also, everybody, as a public service, if you have the previews, catalogs, get that stuff into your comic shop. Something weird happened, and like the day due was Sunday, but that's not when like any of the shops really expected to get the books in. It's like on a Wednesday usually. So like, yeah, get your books in. It makes things less difficult for the employees. But yeah, I definitely will read the Two-Face one. It was the previous writer of Detective Comics, I believe Mariko Tamaki, I believe, that wrote the Two-Face one. Tom King wrote the Riddler one. And I believe, if I hope I'm not wrong about this, I believe Evan Narcisse, I think is... Oh, no, not Evan Narcisse. It might be John Ridley. Let me see here. I think it's John Ridley. I'm thinking of Evan Narcisse because of the Gotham Knights comic book. I'm pretty sure he's doing that. Penguin One Bad Day. Yep, John Ridley. And apparently for some of them, they're going to do hardcover releases, which are going to be about $15 to $20, which it's a bit weird. They're not series, they're one-shots. So, like, the regular version's going to be, like, $7. I've never seen that before, by the way. One-shots being turned into hardcovers. The only time that I can recall it was one of the most popular comics of all time, Killing Joke. But that took a while. That wasn't a right-away thing that, oh, now it's in hardcover. But yeah, like the softcover version I think is like $7.99. And what I just saw was a solicit for a hardcover version at $17.99. Everybody, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I will be back again Wednesday, 8 p.m. Next Wednesday. I won't be reversing time and doing another show today. But yeah, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central. Oh, Killing Joke is awesome. Yeah, that is an excellent book. It's also only like 48 pages, and it's one of the best comic books written. It's intense, too. I believe, I think is it Brian Boland did the artwork? Thank you very much, Crinky. I appreciate that. Thank you. And everybody, if you enjoyed the show, tell others about it, you know? It'd be cool to see them too. And yeah, 8 p.m. Central next Wednesday. And we'll have more toys, more comics. We'll have some TV. I'll be able to talk about the new She-Hulk. And again, I want to thank Doomkiller HD as well as Doom Squad Gaming for letting me borrow their channel. Thank you very much. And yeah, whether you watch this live or see it in the future through the magic of YouTube, thank you very much. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.